So, Nashville just destroyed Pittsburgh. Destroyed. Pekka Rinne played really well. He allowed the early goal. It looked like it was going to be another long night for Nashville and potentially, and Nashville turned it around. So why am I not overjoyed with the game? Glad you asked. That was the dirtiest hockey game I've seen in a Stanley Cup final in a long time. And I was especially upset by Matt Irwin's hit on Matt Cullen. And there's a referee right there. And no arm goes up. A scrum ensues, and Nashville gets a power play. It's not the only time I saw that either, where a dirty hit takes place, a referee is right there, scrum ensues, and the wrong team gets a power play out of it. This isn't a Pittsburgh-Nashville thing either. It happened on both sides. But, man, you know, and they said that the head of the player safety, you know, is there, and Stefan Quintal's there, and they're all here. It doesn't matter. The NHL's made it clear all season, player safety. It's there. End of the game. Dirty hit. Nashville in the corner against Dumoulin for no reason. None. The last second of the game. Let him play the puck. Nope. Smack him. Hit him. The lack of respect between these two teams is crazy. And coming out of this game, there's a lot of intriguing storylines. But for me, personally, I am horrified at what we're seeing. This is the Stanley Cup final. It should be a showcase of the two most talented teams against each other. And instead it has turned into a chippy, penalty-filled mess. And the penalties that are being called are the wrong penalties. They're almost all of them, they're retaliation. And it's insanity. Because like I said, the referee is right there. These are cross-checks, slashes, interference calls. These are things that should be called. Referee looks and goes, Did Cullen's face hit the glass? Probably. Oh, but look, then the Penguins, that's not right. You guys can't react like that. I don't understand where the bar is right now. And I watched this player after player after player is getting kicked out of the game. This is only going to get worse because referees aren't controlling the game. I'm okay with a referee putting their whistle away at some point. I am okay with letting them play. This is ridiculous. And it's making it so it's hard for me to enjoy a game. Because when I see a play and I see, you know, a penalty being called and I go, well, they've let worse than that go tonight. And then that power play results in a goal, and you're like, oh, man, that shouldn't have even been a power play because they've let worse than that go tonight. There was a lot of good things that happened for Nashville tonight. But Pittsburgh right now is in that dressing room pissed. Game 4, not that far off. What happened tonight, that's fun. That's fine. That's great. Pittsburgh did not play a good game. For the third straight game, Nashville outplayed Pittsburgh. And now Pekka Rinne has had a good game. Two things I noticed about Rinne tonight. First, after the initial shot, he drove the puck into the corner. And I'm like, holy crap, finally. Rather than just kicking the rebound out in front and hoping your defenseman clears it. But, at the very least, Nashville defensemen started coming back tonight and clearing those rebounds away as well. It's pretty hard for a goaltender when you make the initial save and then you've got a second guy coming in to knock that puck in. It is really hard to adjust and get ready and move over. And anytime that you see a winning goaltender wins a Stanley Cup, a lot of the time you'll see they make that initial save, and either they're able to deflect that puck into the corner to avoid that immediate rebound, or there's a defenseman coming back to make sure that rebound isn't going to kill them. So Nashville finally had that going for them tonight. And I would absolutely be overjoyed to say this was a great watershed game. What a great hockey game. My biggest enjoyment tonight is the Nashville fans themselves. My God, never let Nashville Predators fans change. Anytime they showed the crowd, I would find somebody in the crowd that I'm like, my God, that's just ridiculous. Whether it was some of the women in my age range who were dancing along to the music, or it was some of the young kids taking selfies after goals, and I'm like, really? And just some of the crowd stuff they showed tonight, I was like, these Nashville fans are insane. This is one of the oddest bunches, and it seemed to me, anyways, on the surface, like there's more of the older crowd at Nashville games than at other hockey games that you see. And not only that, but there's more women in that Nashville crowd than I see in a lot of other games. And it may just be where they're showing the fans and the camera angles. But it just seems to me like Nashville has a really good cross-section of everybody watching, rather than the business suits and the kids that show up at a lot of the other games. And I think their crowd is inspiring. I think the Nashville feel is inspiring. Even if Martina McBride's singing the national anthem, I kind of cringed at the end of it. But she's an icon in Nashville, so I can't say anything. But you know, that's kind of that southern twang, that country twang is just, you know. There's a couple of moments in that I'm like, oh, God's sake, just sing it. But again, I'm you know, I can't say anything. So, is Nashville back in the series? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because you have to win both games at home. It is a tough road to hoe from here. Now you have to win 3 out of 4 against Pittsburgh, which is a lot easier than 4 out of 5. But you still have to beat Pittsburgh 3 out of 4. Jake Gensel showed again tonight that he is the front runner for the Conn Smythe for Pittsburgh. I think for people like myself who said, Matt Murray, this is fantastic, this game tonight was a step back for him. And there will be some fans who want to see Marc-Andre Fleury back in Game 4. I don't think it happens, much like we didn't see Saros tonight for Nashville. And Rene absolutely played very, very well. I'm sure there will be people who still tear apart his performance, but that's going to happen anyways. But it was one of those games where if it wasn't for that chippy play, if it wasn't for these cross-checks not getting called, and high sticks, and all of these penalties that just don't get called, and these teams hate each other. The hatred between the Predators and the Penguins is so strong, referees need to get sat down between this game and the next one and get told, hey, get this under control. We are this close to what I call the line brawl. Now, line brawl isn't just a bunch of guys getting together hugging and a little bit of shoving. Line brawl is 5 pairs of guys pairing off and just wailing on each other. That's a line brawl. And we're getting close to that. I watched right till the end of the game. Because I said to Yvonne with 30 seconds left, I said something dirty is going to happen at the end of this game. I was just surprised it was Nashville. I'm like, wait, you're winning the game. Why are you giving Pittsburgh another reason to be pissed off? Why are you giving them another reason to look at this game and say, we got to kill them next game? Because Pittsburgh's not coming out in Game 4 with the intention of just playing well and let's try to see if we can win on the road. They're coming out next game to squash Nashville. It is going to be a rough game. And I will say this, lost in all of this is neither Evgeny Malkin nor Sidney Crosby had a shot in this game. And as much as we talked about games 1 and 2 and Pittsburgh winning them, you have to acknowledge Nashville is doing very, very well of shutting down the big guns for Pittsburgh. They need to figure out how to shut down Jake Gensel, which is a little tougher than it sounds. But they're doing a very, very solid job of shutting down the main guys in Pittsburgh, which you have to do if you have any chance against them. And I still say this is Pittsburgh's to win. You can let me know why I'm wrong in the comment section below. Nashville's in the series, They won a game. There's no sweep. You can put your brooms away. You can just throw them in the garbage. There's no sweep. This series isn't going to be that easy. But, I mean, Nashville has to win Game 4. As much as they had to win Game 3, they have to win Game 4. You can't go down 3-1 against the Penguins. You can't. Because you're giving yourself too many games you have to win in a row. And 2 of those being in Pittsburgh. So they have to win at home. There's no other option. You have to win the next game at home. Can they? Absolutely. I think the most surprising thing about tonight's game was that Nashville looked faster than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, a team built on speed and talent, Nashville looked faster. They were faster on the puck. They were faster on the dump-ins. They were faster to the checks and to the turnovers, and they were faster in almost every facet of the game tonight. Can they continue that? That remains to be seen. Anyways, it was a good game. But I could really do without the chippiness. I could really do without the dirty plays. Because it's only a matter of time before somebody gets knocked out of this series with the type of hit that Aaron Rome was guilty of on Nathan Horton, and this series turning really ugly. I guess what I'm saying is this could be the ugliest final I've seen since 2011 with Boston and Vancouver. When it just, I mean, the understatement of the year, of the decade, is when I say just Boston and Vancouver didn't get along in that final. They hated each other. And that hatred is there between Nashville and Pittsburgh. And the referees have got to wake up. Wake up. Call it. Call the bloody game. Because regardless of who I'm cheering for or cheering against, I want to see the right team win. I want to see the right calls made. I want to see the game fair. I don't want to see a team lose and say, well, we lost because we got screwed by the refs over here, and end up having to agree with them and say, you know what, you're right. And we're almost to that point. And right now, both fan bases, so again, don't get me wrong, both fan bases could make that argument. Tonight was just awful for the refereeing. Just terrible. And we'll see how Game 4 works out, but hopefully it's a hell of a lot better than this was. That being said, thanks for watching, and we'll discuss things again after Game 4, which I hope is a lot less dirty than this was. But for now, we're done. And thank you very much. And I'm wearing blues because I don't have a Nashville hat, so I had to wear something that I thought matched. So yellow and blue is as close as I can get right now. All right. Thanks again. I'll talk to you again soon.